today there's been the news that President Biden is facing an impeachment charge from the House of Representatives. Every time Donald Trump is accused of a misdemeanor and is taken to court, his popularity goes up. Will the same effect happen to President Biden, or does the threat of impeachment play out differently?
Well, with regard to Trump, I actually don't think that's causal. We don't have any evidence, really, that Trump's indictments have helped him in the polls. All we know is they have not hurt him on average. And actually, there have been some surveys that show, with regard to the Mar-a-Lago documents case, he has alienated some supporters. And so what's really happening is, as we get closer to the election, more Republicans are paying attention. They really love Donald Trump to begin with. And so his share grows while other candidates sink. That does not necessarily mean the indictments help Trump. However, Republicans should learn a lesson from Democrats who tried to impeach President Trump twice and were not successful, that sometimes those political maneuvers, however important as they may be, and they were certainly historic and very important inquiries, might not have the intended political result.
And this impeachment of President Biden won't get anywhere, will it? Because of the majority in the Senate for the Democrats makes it impossible to get 2/3 to vote against an incumbent Democrat president. It just won't happen.
Well, it would be very, very difficult. And the problem is, now that Republicans have voted to initiate or formalize this inquiry, if they don't actually go through with the impeachment process, it looks like, to the average person watching, well, they must have not found very much. And so once they set themselves on this path to impeachment, and I absolutely think this will become more common in American politics, they are committed to this idea regardless of what they find. And that's just a very tough path to follow.
And it's very interesting the way in which politics now seems to play out increasingly in the law courts, both the criminal and the civil law courts. Do you think that's a good thing for democracy, or is it better that these decisions should be made at the ballot box?
Well, it depends which cases you're talking about. Really, we haven't seen a presidential candidate in court as much as Trump has been, and that has something to do, a lot to do, probably with his personal conduct. But on other issues of election integrity, it's absolutely critical that these issues end up in court, where evidence must be presented, and the standards for proof are very high. And those instances are some of the ways the American public can view the process as being transparent and fair. The court system in this country has a lot of critics. Many people think it's unfair, but their opinion of it is much higher than opinions of lawmakers, Congress, politicians. And so that might be the branch that actually has the most integrity in the eyes of Americans still today.
Yes, I'm afraid to say, speaking as a politician and a member of Parliament, we politicians always have the lowest ratings of any profession.
You do,
ever.
Yes. Sometimes undeservingly so, yes.
Sometimes fairly, sometimes unfairly. Look, thank you so much for explaining all that's going on and the intricacies of both the Democrats and the Republicans. It's much appreciated. Thank you for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you.